So this one here, the 92 Saturn SL2, I think, has the one, is that a 1.9? Yeah, 1.9 dual overhead cam. And I have an EGR code. Let's see what's turning the check engine light on. It's a P0404 EGR out of range. This is pretty much the same kind of valve that's on all the other GMs. So just a quick test on these. So you got pretty much 5 wires. I'm on a I don't even remember which test I picked. I just wanted to see which wires did what, because E and D, I think E and D, those are my control side and the 5 volt, and then they got 2 grounds on A and B. So just to start where I'm at now, I'm checking on the 2 ground side, 2 PCM grounds, keys on for me to be able to read that. And the quick and dirty is if if I'm seeing voltage on the ground side, of course the ground's no good, but you still want to check anyway. So I happen to have a test light hooked up to battery positive, and I touched the PCM ground. It's not even showing up on my meter. Go to the other ground, not really showing any voltage. Check it. So pretty sure my PCM grounds are good. Cue the compressor. I believe this one here, which was E, and then it was D. Alright, with the compressor off, I believe I'm on D, which is the 5 volt PCM voltage. So there is that one, and then the last one, not the last one, but you have A, which is your PCM control, or no, E, I'm sorry, your control side of the EGR, and then the middle one is your signal. So if you look at my data here, get specific to EGR, you can see my EGR position voltage is 0.94. So if I go to the center one, I got 0.95. So it's telling it where it's at. That looks right. And the last one here is when I command the EGR open, I want to see if I have control on this one, and then in the middle one I'm going to want to see if I actually have a response with the pintle actually opening. So first thing I'm going to do is check the control. So I think I'm probably not on the right scale for that, but I can see it on my graph, and I can go into my controls here, output controls, and I can do an EGR control. So start it up. Alright, car's running. It says for the test to work, rise and maintain to 1500 RPM. I didn't do that because it seemed to be trying anyway, but we'll see what happens, see if it'll even try to do it. So continue, because you'll stall the car out. It only lets you control it for 30 seconds, but here's the test, and I can say go to 10, and you can see just from a control side, without going to a full graphing meter, I am trying to control it. The computer is trying to control it. So I'll try to get out of there so I don't get timed out. And then I'll get to the center one, which is my pintle position. You can see I have 0.99, I was around 0.95. Wanted to scan data, a couple tenths doesn't really bother me. Go back to EGR control, see if it'll let me do it. Get a test, time me out. Alright, sit tight. Alright, see if it'll let me do it this time. So test, raise it up. You can see I'm filming it. See if nothing's changing. If I go over to my control side, you can see it is trying to control it. Go back to my pintle position. I'm back at my 1 volt-ish. And it's not working. So it might just need an EGR valve, right, Nick? Or it's stuck. Because some of these will stick halfway closed. No, they get carboned up. I'm hoping that's what it is. So I'm going to pull it off and see if it actually is physically stuck and just trying to move and not moving, or if it's done. Alright, so I took the valve out and I kicked the camera, and you can see there's a lot of soot around the pintle. Here's the open port, here's the one, I don't know, supposing this one's the exhaust port, I don't remember. I'd be lying. Either way, I tried pushing on this and it doesn't want to move easily. I don't want to push too hard because I kind of want to screw around. So if you remember the way this was sitting in the car with the tab over here, I took these out of a engine job. I saved the wiring harness, and the outer one here was my computer control, and the second one over was my 5 volt reference. The middle one was my sensor signal, and then the last 2 were grounds. So I don't know which ground is going to be for the control side, so I just did a quick check on the outer 2. I hooked up the one ground and hooked up to the outer computer control side, and then I came over here and you can see that I have 2 tenths or whatever. I'm on a 4,000 ohm scale, so if I just go to 40 ohms, you can see I have 8 ohms, almost 9 ohms. So it's not open electrically. And if I go back to a real high scale and then take the ground off of the end one and go over to, turn the light on here, go over to the second one over, you can see I have a open circuit. I don't know where that light is. So that's open there, and then if I move this wire here to the 5 volt reference side here, you can see I have 4,000 ohms. So there I have 3.51 k ohms, 3,500 ohms. So that tells me both circuits are good and the pintle's not moving. So I was going to try energizing it, since Nick just wants to buy a new valve. You don't want me screwing around. You want me helping you work on that. So with resistance, I confirmed the outer 2. You got your computer control side, and this is the computer ground. So this is my 12 volt duty cycle. So I'm just going to energize it. If I fry it, it needed a valve anyway, right, Nick?
There's so much blade going in there.
Well, it could be. It's got a high mileage car, man. We already spent enough money. See if I can just fix it and make the light go out. So I got my bench battery hooked up with a bunch of jumper leads and stuff like that. And I'm gonna put this on a tripod maybe. And I'm gonna see, hopefully the battery has juice. I hear it arcing. so hopefully that's enough to do something. So they were duty cycle on the positive side, but for testing purposes I'm just going to hook up the positive here to my positive lead and drop it, and then I'll duty cycle the ground and we'll see if it moves. So I'll get set up. So I was hoping to show it being stuck and then pushing on it and making it work, but evidently I just touched it and pushed on it and broke the seal. Oh look, it is stuck. Look, see? It was working before. It's arcing, nothing's happening. If I give it a little, man, that really is stuck. Let me, yeah, sweet. So it's stuck. Let me see if I can, I think some of them have a little Allen head on them. This one might be all carboned up. Sometimes you can get in there and spin them and break them free. Let's try moving out the way. I can't even see it. You might be able to see it on film better than I can see it with my own old eyes. Yeah, there is it's a Torx. There we go. Oh, now it's stuck open. Nick, it's stuck open, man. What are you gonna do about that?
Put a new one on.
I pushed on it and it's stuck open. And now it's closed. And now it's stuck closed. Oh man, it just might be junk, Nick. Either way, I'm still gonna screw around because I can. I'm gonna spray some carb clean in there. Yeah, it's just dead. So I'm gonna hold that open and spray some cleaner in there and work it a little bit. Some leftover carb clean from my last video that I didn't post yet. Fill that up and try to spin it. It just could be done, Nick. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, if I had the right Torx bit out, I could probably make that work. Spin it nicer. Oh, worked one time and it closed hard. You go find the right Torx. Alright, it looks like a T15 maybe. So if I can get it to stick and spin it in there and break the carbon free with some carb clean. I wonder if I can bring this back to life for a little bit. Because the real story behind this car is it wasn't here for this. It's here for a water pump that went bad and a oil leak, and the car's really rusty, and we sold what we could. Thermostat might not be closing the whole way. It takes a while to warm up. Just one of them old cars that you could spend tons of money on forever and never get your money back out of it. So if I can just make this work for now and give them a heads up that it's coming in the future, that's always nice too. So we'll see I don't know if it's gonna stick again or not. See if we can make this bad boy work. Now it's sticking open. So now it would be a misfire. Now it's stuck closed. So I'll work with this a little bit. See if I can get it to work.
Right up your alley.
Right enough. Alright, so I pushed down real hard and I spun the shaft down in there to break all that free, and then it kept sticking on the upside, so you can get a pick and go down through the intake port of it and hold it up. You can even hear it kind of squeak a little bit. Squeaky clean. So I did all that, scraped everything out I could in there. It's actually still full of carb clean to help lubricate everything. And then I can play with it now. I could test it, and it worked. So I'll try it in the car now. Right, Nick? Put it back in there. I think it's gonna work. So I can't make it stick anymore, even if I push it down real hard, and then when let it release it, it's moving real nice, and it even seals. If I fill that up, yeah, it might have a little bit of a leak.
So does that have an EGR performance?
It'll just set a, well, it can't set insufficient flow. I think it uses the map sensor. I don't know if there's a code for, it would just get a system lean code, huh? Whatever. So, put it on the car, work on something it was really here for. Alright, so my battery died on my camera and I got it plugged into the wall and I'm pulling it as far as I can. So, got the EGR valve back in. I'm not even going to instrument it with the lap scope because I should be able to just turn my light off. I should be able to just screw the car up and make it run funny. Watch my position sensor move, so we'll go down and find the position percentage and the voltage, and I'm at 0.82, so that dropped because it probably closed tighter. And if I go to start, there we go, 1.43 at 40%, 50%. Here it's starting to run funny, and I stalled it at 60%. So it works. Just stuck. For now. What? Oh yeah. Alright, well, we can call this one fixed.
His razor blade won't even cut
For now.
For now.
For now. And I can go back to the other stuff I was working on. So thanks for watching. Alright, well, we could do that. Hey, real quick, I know it was done, but I went on a test drive for my other stuff and it won't warm up and I have no real good heat, so I'm gonna do a thermostat. But on my test drive, of course, I looked at the scan data and I watched the EGR valve work the way it should. But what I like about the GM here is if you go into your codes menu and then you go to your DTC status, you can actually pick off the code that you were dealing with. So it's a P0404, and you can, the feedback signal out of range they call it, and it shows you. Now I cleared the code so there won't be any history, but if it was, it would show, you know, if there was a history or if the check engine light was actually being commanded because of it. So since I cleared the codes, of course all these are going to say no, but this ignition cycle passed. Since I cleared the codes, it passed, and the last test it passed. So that is kind of a quick confirmation of you got the job done. So there you go. Thanks again.